Hello, welcome to Current News. I'm your host, Chris Davis, and today we're going to talk about why Birds of Prey is underperforming at the box office. So, I'm going to give you a few of my reasons for why Birds of Prey is underperforming at the box office. You may agree with me, you may not. If you have a different opinion, go ahead and tell me your reason in the comment section below. Uh, One of the reasons, well, before I get into like the reasons for why Birds of Prey is underperforming, I want to disprove the popular reasons people have brought up for why it's doing badly at the theaters. Okay, so one of the reasons people say Birds of Prey isn't doing so well in the box office is because of the R rating. Um, they say, well, R ratings, if you put that on an action movie, specifically superhero films, it's not going to do so well. Well, you have Deadpool and you have Logan that disproves that. Both of those films were R rated and they did very well. Another reason people say that Birds of Prey didn't do so well in the movie theater is they blame the name title. They say it's too long. Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. They say that that name is too long and it was hard for people to search for tickets and it was poor like marketing. Well, to watch the film, to it the title wasn't a problem. um you can go to Cinemark or Rave Cinema or Studio Movie Grill or whatever theater you go to. You can go on their website and you can find whichever movie you look like. So the title, making it difficult for people to buy tickets, is not the reason for it. The main, well, I have a few reasons for why the film didn't perform so well. Okay, so one of the big reasons why I think that Birds of Prey didn't do so well in the film theater is because, uh, to me, this film feels like the producers made the same mistake as Batman v Superman and Justice League, pushing this film out way too soon. If you've watched my Birds of Prey movie review, should be up here in one of these cards. I said that this film would have been way better if it was done at a later time after we've had a Batman film, two or three of them, or after another Justice League movie, or after another Suicide Squad sequel. This film would have been better because they released Birds of Prey. You're showing people all of these characters, and regular people who don't read the comics or watch the TV show, they don't know who these characters are. They don't know who they are. So you're going to have to develop these characters, like introduce them to the audience, let the audience get to know them, and put the Birds of Prey together. Um, a much better way of doing this is what I said in my Birds of Prey movie review. Uh, do Birds of Prey later on after you have established characters and after they've already appeared in your previous films. That way, the audience is already familiar with these characters. So when you do a team movie, you don't have to so much as introduce new characters and let the audience get to know them. The audience is already familiar with them. I think that's what Marvel did a really good job of when they did Avengers. So they did Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Captain America. So by the time Avengers came out, the first film, you were already familiar with these characters. You already knew who they were. Some of them, well, Iron Man at the time had two films already, so you already knew who he was. Um, it's just that same issue DC has of rushing things. It's rushed. That's what Birds of Prey feels like to me. And the biggest example of that in the film is, okay, some spoilers if you haven't seen it. Um, Harley Quinn tells the audience that she's breaking up with the Joker and she's tired of working with him and she's going on her own. That would have had such a bigger payoff if we actually got to see Joker and Harley Quinn's relationship. So in the Batman films, um, if they did them, like if they did the Batman films before they did Birds of Prey, if we got to see Joker and Harley Quinn versus Batman, and we got to see the relationship between Joker and Harley Quinn, and see how toxic that relationship was, then that would have had a lot more impact when Birds of Prey came along. Because let's look at the audience. Like, let's ignore the people who read the comic books and watch the TV shows. Let's just talk about the regular audience. Okay, so the regular audience, they don't watch the cartoons, they don't read the comic books. They're just coming in to watch this film, and they don't know really any of these characters except maybe Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. So you're telling the audience, or Harley Quinn's telling the audience, about this toxic relationship that she had with the Joker, and she's just telling them about it. They didn't get to see it. It wasn't shown to them in previous films. It would have just had a lot more. It would have been a lot more impactful. It would have carried a lot more weight if the audience would have gotten the opportunity to see Joker and Harley Quinn's toxic relationship first. That way, when Birds of Prey finally did come out, it would carry a lot more weight, and the audience would understand a lot better about that relationship and why she called it off with him. Because uh, the regular people, they don't know about the toxic relationship between Joker and Harley Quinn. Um, all they really know is what Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn is telling them. And what I'm saying is, when it comes to like these team up films, it would have been, it's a lot better if you set it up with other films prior. That way, when you do the team up film, it pays off a lot more. You don't have to explain everything to the audience because they're already familiar with it or they already know about it. And I think that's what really hurt this Birds of Prey film, because there's no like emotional impact. She says that she's calling it a quits, and she's like not working with the Joker anymore. But it would have been better if they would have shown that relationship in a previous film, then in Birds of Prey, then release Birds of Prey. That way, the audience would have understood it a lot better. And that's just with the regular audience. That's just with the people who don't know about the comic books and the TV show. But the people who watch comic book and who read comic books and watch television series, they know about the toxic relationship between Harley Quinn and Joker. But you know what movie critics say. people have to be able to watch the film and be able to understand everything. They shouldn't have to look at any other medium or any other thing in order to get the story. And I think that's just another example of what really hurt this film from being successful. Now, for the DC comic fans, uh, this film, um, it was really criticized by them a lot because we know what the Birds of Prey is supposed to be like, and this really wasn't a Birds of Prey movie. It's really it should have been just a Harley Quinn movie. And what I wanted to mention before, I said that Logan and Deadpool had R ratings and they did very well. So did the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. I forgot to mention a Joaquin Phoenix Joker. That did very well too. So I wanted to bring that up. But back to what back to what really hurt this film. What really hurt this film with the DC fans is that this really wasn't a Birds of Prey film. You had some characters that were acting out of character. You had a very important character missing. It truly wasn't a Birds of Prey film, and that's another serious reason for why this film suffered a lot. So, what I mean by it wasn't a real Birds of Prey film is, first of all, you don't have Oracle. You don't have Barbara Gordon. You don't have Barbara Gordon in the Birds of Prey film at all. She should be part of it. She's like a founding member. She should be part of the Birds of Prey film. That is wrong. Another issue that I have a problem with is Black Canary. It's like, why did they have to tokenize Black Canary? Like, they tokenized her to check a diversity box. It wasn't necessary. They could have just had a white female play the character. There's nothing wrong with it. Another serious issue with the Birds of Prey was Cassandra Cain. Cassandra Cain in that film wasn't acting like Cassandra Cain. She wasn't the character in the comic books. And can the films take everything into the comic books? No, but it should really stick to, when it comes to the character, it should stick to how the character is portrayed in the comic books. Cassandra Cain was not acting like Cassandra Cain. Cassandra Cain was talkative. She was just a pickpocket. She couldn't defend herself at all. Cassandra Cain hardly ever talks. And she's supposed to be a really great fighter, trained by the League of Shadows. She's the daughter of Lady Shiva, one of the best DC fighters, one of the best fighters in the DC universe. That's how good Cassandra Cain is, but Cassandra Cain in the Birds of Prey film wasn't acting like Cassandra Cain in the comic books. I think what really hurts this film with the DC fans is the waste of potential. It could have been so much better for all the women who liked the film, who actually liked the film, that came out. It would have been 1,000 times better if they had Oracle in there. If they had Cassandra Cain actually acting like Cassandra Cain. I'm telling you, you would have liked this film so much better if it was more like the comic book and the film actually stuck to the source material. You would have liked it so much better. Cassandra Cain, when Barbara Gordon is in a wheelchair and she's Oracle, Cassandra Cain becomes the new Batgirl. And like, the most popular Batgirl is, of course, Barbara Gordon. But to me, the second one is Cassandra Cain, not like the Batwoman you see on the CW. No, it Barbara Gordon, then like Cassandra Cain, Batgirl. So that's the order. Then I guess you can put the other Batwoman that's in the CW. But if they actually showed Cassandra Cain, Batgirl in the Birds of Prey movie, like it would have been spectacular. It would have been amazing. And that just ties in into the first point that I made, that this film was rushed. It feels like Batman v Superman. It feels like Justice League, where they just put a superhero team like together, and there was no setup, there was no build up to this film. Birds of Prey would have had a much bigger payoff if you had some previous if you had some Batman films come before it, and they showed the relationship between Harley Quinn and Joker. If you had a Justice League movie and they introduced Black Canary into the DCEU, but this truly wasn't a Birds of Prey film because you don't have Oracle. Cassandra Cain isn't acting like Cassandra Cain. Harley Quinn breaking off with the Joker isn't as impactful with the audience or with the fans. It would have been more impactful if the audience saw Joker and Harley Quinn's relationship in a previous film. Then when Birds of Prey came out and she broke off with the Joker, it would have carried a lot more weight then. But for them to just do it and just assume like the audience knows about the relationship and how bad it was, is just, it's not as impactful. It doesn't carry as much resonance. It's not as emotionally fulfilling. Now, another reason for why this film didn't do so well, as what I heard, is a lot of people say that the marketing put the film as a women is superior than men kind of thing. I just rewatched both trailers. I don't know if I got the sense that it was a man hating film because the truth is, when you watch the movie, it wasn't like bashing on man. It wasn't saying like, I'm a woman, I'm independent, I don't need a man. That's not what the film was saying. You have like towards the end where Roman Sionis, Black Mask, is saying that Harley Quinn is nothing without Joker. But that's towards like the end of the film. That's when like they really bring it up, but that's just at the end. Now, like during the film, people are coming after her because she's not with the Joker anymore. But as I said, Black Mask says that like Harley Quinn is nothing because she doesn't have the Joker, and that's really towards like the end of the film. I don't know if I got the impression that it was a man-hating film, but some people did. So that could be another reason for why the film didn't do so well. So those are my reasons for why the film didn't do so well. For why it struggled at the box office. It's not because of the R rating. It's not because of the long name that they had to change. Because you could have easily found the film, depending on which movie theater you're going to, whether you just drive there and you're picking up your ticket at the movie theater, or you ordered online. You could easily find the film with the super long title. I think the reason why this film didn't do so well is because it was rushed. People don't really feel the emotional payoff of Harley Quinn separating from the Joker. Harley Quinn is telling the audience why she left, but it would have been better for them to have seen the relationship and for them to really understand why Harley Quinn left the Joker. For us DC fans who read the comic books, who've watched like cartoons and stuff, TV shows, we know that it wasn't a actual Birds of Prey film. Cassandra Cain wasn't acting like Cassandra Cain. She was a shell of herself, and there's no Oracle or no Batgirl Barbara Gordon. So that's why the film wasn't as good to us. And also, I wanted to mention that how did Harley Quinn escape from Amanda Waller? So in Suicide Squad in the previous film, Amanda Waller had still had Harley Quinn in a cell. So how did Harley Quinn escape from Amanda Waller? So if you don't remember, Amanda Waller still had a chip, I guess, in the back of their necks, and if they disobeyed her, it was an instant kill switch. So how did she get rid of the kill switch? How did she escape from Amanda Waller? It's just now there's a huge plot hole in the DCEU now. So those are my reasons for why the film didn't do so well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you liked what I had to share, hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with all your friends, and all of you have a great day.